Aloha, everyone. It's Leveraging Up time. It's your voice, your story, and your impact. Today, I have a very special guest. His name is Michael Ryno.
Ryno.
Ryno. And he's Michael Ryno Photography. Welcome, Michael.
Great. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome, Michael. Michael, I just took a look at some beautiful photos that you've done and a book that you've just published. What I'd like to know, and I'd like our listeners to know, what inspired you to do what you do and the why behind it?
Great. Thank you. Yeah. So the what inspired me was I do a lot of fly fishing. I do a lot of outdoor activities, hiking, and I like to say that trout live in pretty places. So that inspired me to buy a camera, and then I wanted to learn how to use that. So I joined a couple of camera clubs. Was president of Professional Photographers of Colorado the last 3 years, and what really inspired me to get into photography was again the outdoors. But what has inspired me over these last 3 years is through my organization or through the organization of Professional Photographers of Colorado, I've really taken a strong interest in photographing people, that being headshots, portraits, personal branding, business branding, and yes, even a wedding.
I love it. I can feel that energy that you have as you speak about all the things that you do. That passion that you have. Can you describe that discerning moment where you were like, this is what I do, this is what I love, and this is what I'm sharing with the world?
Sure. What, like I say, in the last few years, when I first was got into the personal, I'll say personal branding and headshots, I really didn't have much knowledge in that as far as taking photographs of people. The more that I got to photograph people, whether that's headshots, personal branding, even weddings, the more I learned that hey, I really like interacting with people. Like I say, it was a transition from landscape photography to people, but it's that connection. It's learning about people, learning about their business and their energy, and trying to capture and make sure that I can bring their personalities into the images that I create.
Well, I can tell you this, Michael, just glancing at your calendar in the book there, you have that eye for pulling out that special something in the photograph that you have. And why don't you tell us a little bit about, you went from landscape type of photos to people. How did you make that transition and what was behind that story?
Fantastic question. So yeah, like I said, when I first got into the landscape thing, it was because I love the mountains. I love getting out in nature and photographing the landscapes. Like I said, the transition over to photographing people really came about through some of my acquaintances with members of the organizations that I've been involved with, taking workshops, learning, the skills for photographing people. Lighting is important, but like I said, the big part of it really became, when it really started to click was when I did a couple of weddings and when I did a couple of portrait sessions. Just what I found is I really like getting to know the people behind there. I think anybody can go out there with a camera and just click away and take snapshots. But once you learn about the individuals who you're photographing, then it all of a sudden becomes real. And it really, and I think I get a lot better images of them just by learning their story and making sure that I'm capturing personalities and expressions.
What's amazing, Michael, is that you just said something that really, really resonated with me because looking at your pictures, you were capturing the essence of the people, the essence of the landscape. My goodness, where did you get the eye to do that?
Some of it comes a little bit naturally, although I will say that, again, some of the classes that I've taken in that, when it comes to the landscapes, it's a matter of finding the right composition. Believe it or not, time of day really matters in that. Part of why I've branched over into the people photography is I get to sleep in a little bit later. A lot of my landscape photography involved getting up at 2 or 3 in the morning, driving, and then hiking to a location. With the people photography, it usually works out a little bit better if I photograph them in the late afternoon, evening during the better lights, particularly if those are outdoors.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Isn't that amazing? Is that yes, I guess time of day, the lighting and things like that all come into play. When you take a look at both of the photography that you're doing, what makes you stand out from any other photographer?
Yeah, great point. One on the landscape side of it, I'll be real quick with that one, is that I think that my ability to get into some of the I'll say not so necessarily secret locations, but locations that I like to go to, doing my research on weather and figuring out if it's going to be a good day or bad day as far as the light goes. Transitioning now over to the people photography, once again, I think what really makes I think where I stand out is my belief in really, again, learning about what makes my client tick, what really is what drives them. How can I use that to my advantage to make sure that I get the look, the right feel, lighting and all that. I pretty much, myself and many other photographers can do, but it really comes down to knowing your client and being able to connect with them. That way, I believe I get the better images.
Love it. I love it. In everything that you do, I'm going to shift a little bit here. In everything that you do, what has been one of the biggest lessons that you've learned, and how have you applied it to what you do today?
Yeah, so one of the things that I'm doing, and to be honest, just have started this just a few months ago, and that is developing personal branding and business branding photography. And what I've been learning about that is, again, headshots are one thing. They're important to put on websites, but what I've been learning is that whereas with those, I do try and make sure that I connect and learn about my subject, my client. But then what I've really learned is that with the personal branding photography is that I get a little bit deeper in there. I make sure that we go out and walk and get action shots and get them in their environment. I find that what I'm really enjoying is I get, I think, a deeper client relationship. I get a deeper understanding of them with the work that I do ahead of time as far as pre-consultation. And then that allows me to go out there, and I really enjoy just getting different poses, different settings, get them at their desk, get them out in their environment, whatever it is that they do. I think it's a lot. The headshots are fun, but the personal branding side of it is even more exciting for me.
Well, I can hear that excitement, Michael. I noticed you did bring some samples. You want to share that?
Sure. Meaning samples of, so what I brought in here was a calendar. I don't know if that shows up or not here. My 2025 calendar. One of the things that I like to highlight in here real quick is in June of this last year, I was out at Mount Blue Sky, formerly Mount Evans, and happened to capture photos. Let's see here. I guess I put it right closer in. There we go.
Next to your chest.
Next to my chest. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Here we go. So these two mountain goats were up climbing on this car up on Mount Blue Sky. Was taking some still images with my camera, and happened to have my phone with me, so I captured some video of them. And lo and behold, one of them decides to do this little bit of a dance up on the top of the storage rack, and I captured that video. Immediately it went viral. It got 2.4 million views on my Instagram page, and I was interviewed on I think 3 or 4 news channels. And so it really became popular, and it was something that completely, again, it was just for me that morning, it was just another day of waking up at 3 in the morning and going up and photographing landscapes and hopefully wildlife. And never in my mind did I think that I was going to come back with something that was so unique.
Oh my goodness. Talk about branding, Michael. 2 million?
Yeah, it's
Views?
2.4 million views on Instagram. So like I said, and I had people call me from Phoenix and from LA and from Orlando saying, hey, we saw you on TV. Because what I made sure is that once I caught that, I asked the news channels if I could come in and share part of the story rather than them just showing the video.
Absolutely. Michael, if someone wanted to get a hold of you or find you, how could they do that?
Yeah, so a couple places. Instagram is the @ MNRYNO, and that will be my landscape and nature photography. I do have a website also out there for portraits, and that is Ryno Portraits, RYNO Portraits. So there's a website for that. And I'm also part of a team of 4 photographers that have a separate website that we do sell prints of various types of photography, and that is Fog Fine Arts. That's FOG Fine Art.
I love it. Thank you so much, Michael, for stopping by. I enjoyed the share that you had with your calendar and your book. And we're going to ask our viewers, hey guys, lean in, because Michael's photography is priceless. So I'm hoping that you do take the chance to connect with him. Michael, any final words?
No real final words, but just like I say, I look forward to hopefully seeing many of you in person. Really have been enjoying this event that I'm at here. I'd never really have been to a networking event quite like this. So really enjoying it. Love the people who I've been meeting, and look forward to hopefully seeing many of you sometime in the near future.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael. We're going to bid you farewell today. Thank you for sharing your voice, your story, your impact, because it's all about leveraging up. For now, I'm going to say aloha and goodbye. Have a great day.